and it's more like to work with a control, a work-life balance, for example, listen to music. That's it.
So interesting. Oh, okay. She turns. She.
Okay.
Okay. Introduce yourself, Felipe, please. Talk about your age if you comfortable, where you live, what you do. Talk about you.
Okay, my name is Felipe. I live in Recife. Uh, I am a software quality assurance. It's my first time in Talk and Talk. Uh, I am 35 years old, and I hope to improve my English.
So good. Well, welcome. This is a safe place. Um, we don't correct anyone, okay? If you have a doubt, stay calm. I'm not a calm, but you stay calm. Uh, we are in a safe place, okay? Um, well, my name is Sabrina. I'm living in Magé, Rio de Janeiro. Uh, I'm 35 years old. I'm a lawyer and software developer. I'm married. I'm host TNT sessions since August the last year. Um, I think is that I'm a crazy people, but I'm a good people too. Okay, well, we are start. We start make the questions and who answer the question, make this question for your colleague, okay? Felipe, what do you understand by maturity of a software development team?
Software development team maturity. Okay, I think we talk about the maturity of team to solve big problems. I think we talk about this when I talk about the maturity of software development team. Um, not only solve big problems, but they understand the meanings of software development today, because the agile software, we have to understand the agile software. Uh, I think it's that.
Make the question for Leticia or for me.
Okay. Uh, Leticia, what do you understand by maturity of a software development team?
Um, in my opinion, I think it depends the how persons work together and how how person works together and how people. It's not one. The team's not one people, one person. Okay, how people works together, how people understand the life cycle of the development and understand the process, uh, the main the main objectives of the project, for example. And it's part of the maturity team, the maturity of the person, okay? Because I think it's both works together. If a person, if a person is maturity to understand and solve the problems, and there is a big vision about the project, and how the persons work together, solve many problems, improve their skills, and improve other things in the project. I think they both works together. And you, Sabrina?
Uh, I don't know. I make the questions, but I don't think about the answers. I think matrix teams depends on a good structure, good use of tools, good integration between team members, a good maturity of each one people of the team. I don't know. This is so complex talk about because we can have a maturity team because all people in the team know the technology, know the product, know the process of the company, but not maturity team. The same team in a relation topic. Okay, so I think this is a complex topic. Because that I think this is a good topic for today. Leticia and me talk about we go in this topic in the last session. We talk about some topics, some questions and goals in this topic, and I think is define a team like mature. We need look for so many aspects and put this on a balance. Is we don't have I don't have a certain question answer. Okay. Leticia, how does a team reach maturity? Being composed of experienced people performing frequent reads in other ways? Give your opinion.
Okay, I can explain my opinion about the examples because I work in different teams with different maturities about things. Okay, when I compare this, I can explain more in details. In the past, I worked with a team, and my co-works, it's more experience, more technical experience for me, for example. But there are a lot of conflicts, a lot of arguing, because personality of the people is totally different. The client, when I was working, it's totally different, and the people don't understand, for example, the works of the QA person, for example. QA person is part of the team, and if it's part, it works together. It's not a work separate, not arguing, fight with these specific people, okay? And I work in the other team when there are younger people, and the people there is more maturity, personality maturity, and they understand how to work together, and the QA, the client, and this works, okay. And I think it's part of the process when the maturity, the team creates the maturity, and when you create an environment when to talk about these problems and the big challenges, and if people make mistakes or not, you create more a big environment about the maturity, and people improve yourself together. Okay, I think it's this. And you, Felipe?
Okay, nice answers. I think it's many ways to improve the maturity, to reach the maturity of a team. One way, I think it's when the team work together, when team really work together to solve problems. when to reach this, the team improve yourself to solve problems. And there are another ways. I think it's about the seniority of team, maturity about the mind, because the age of the people sometimes. I think the experience can cut the way to improve the maturity of team. But in my opinion, we don't have one way to improve the maturity of team.
Well, I don't know. I work in two areas. I already work in two areas. I'm lead a team like a lawyer. Today, I'm a junior software developer. I worked. I already work so many people, so many type of people. In general, I think the easiest answer for that to that, in my opinion, is that we need make sincerely sincerity for its members to say that they don't know something, that they didn't understand something, sincerity to help the colleagues, or don't talk about and talk about and say that you don't feel comfortable to help other colleague. I believe sincerity uh, to speak is the best way to make a team improve your maturity, because we create confidence into people. We make because I believe it's experience is just a part of the game. I work with a good team, big maturity team when I was a lawyer. But these are newest team. We have so many people young with a little experience of life too. Not experience like a worker, but like people. But with the sincerity, with trust, we make a big team. I think is that I really believe in trust and sincerely. I think without that, we don't have a maturity team. Felipe, do you believe that the team in which you have worked or work in these days applied agile methodologies according to what the agile manifest for software development preaches? Like a talk how that you say, okay?
Okay.
Like a book.
By the book, yeah.
I work in many things, and many of these things, uh, we have some people to believe in by the book, like like Leticia said. I think the manifest, it's like a guide, but we don't have to up the this guide and apply without adapting to the reality of the team or the organization. Uh, I think it's
Well, good. Make the question for Leticia, please.
okay.
Oh, for me,
Leticia,
okay.
It is to believe that the teams in which you have worked or applied agile methodology according to what the Agile Manifesto for Software Development preach?
Just not by the book, a single word by word, for example. Okay. For example, I work a lot in many things when I use Scrum, and sometimes we adapt parts of the Scrum. For example, definition of done and definition of ready. Okay, it's part of the process when the team build together and how to specify definition of done and definition of ready to continue the work, for example. And by the book, it's you put the people and put the many rules in a box, okay? I think it depends how to integration the components of the team and how the people work, it's possible to adapt this. When I was work as a constant, for example, depends on the client, the maturity of the client, for example, we use more by the book and we use less by the book, okay? Because if, for example, the client it's less maturity about the agile, use more about the rules in definition of done, in definition of ready, and the meetings about the Scrum, for example, because you follow a specific steps to create a maturity with this client, and it can the works better and the sprints works with a successful, for example. But in the other times, I work with Scrum and Kanban in the same sprint. It's sometimes
It's crazy.
it works very well. It didn't work very well. Sometimes it's crazy. Okay, but I was working in two projects in different contexts. Okay, and I am maturity with the client, and I'm maturity with the team, and I organized when I use one and I use the other, for example. But by the book, I think it depends. And you?
I don't know because I work in some teams, but my actual team, my team in this day works so good with the Agile manifest. We can change the rules to improve a sprint, or we already broke a sprint, stop a sprint to initialize the other thing because it's more urgent. We change the priorities. We in some moments we need stop it and start, and okay, all team are motivated. The coordinator or manager, okay, we can stop that, we focus in client, and we are self-organized perfectly. My actual team is almost perfectly not a perfect, but it's almost perfectly. But I worked in some teams in each in then use the agile methodology or Scrum or Kanban like a chains, like some made something for close the people in a box, and we can't product anything for this. You can put your feet in a line. This is don't work very well. This is a bad thing, and this is not the thinking of the thought of the agile manifest. Agile Manifest is a way to talk, not a rules absolutely static. So I think is a good way to explain what I think about that. Okay. Okay, 5 questions. Okay. Leticia, speaking of Agile Manifest, do you believe that companies are currently able to combine customer priority with team motivation?
Ah, meu. Okay,
Wow!
okay. Okay. It's a big challenge, okay? For example, when I was explaining about your experience, I remember many times I'm a lot of frustrated about this. How the how does how did the work control and control the project? Okay, I'm a developer and I like my profession. I like code and I help other developers. And it's too frustrating for me, for example, when I plan and when I how can spend time with a specific planning other meetings, talk about a specific uh, parts of the project, and one day the clients change together, one day by other, and the other day change too. Oh my god, it's too frustrating for me, and I understand it. When you works a constant, sometimes it's happening with more frequently. But when this is a rule, it's too frustrating for all people involved in the team. And sometimes together, clients it's frustrated about this. Because if the team is frustrated, the delivery of the features are too frustrated too, okay? uh, and I know, when I sometimes uh, big challenges or rules change and you need to change too. But uh, explain conversation about this with the client, with the team, and how to do and how to solve these problems and how to solve the problems, not specifically technical problems. Sometimes it's personal problems around the team when the main rules or main topics change, okay? You can control more or less, make less the frustration about the things. But I worked in different, oh my God.
When
With
this phrase
different,
ends with, oh my God.
oh my God, with different ways of person, different ways of client, different expectations for me, for client, for my colleagues, and for anything, okay? But I need to, I try to control more my emotions and my expectations and talk a lot with the team.
Perfectly.
And you, Felipe.
Okay. Yes, I believe, but it's hard to equality the motivation and the priority of customers. But the Agile Manifest, I think it's talk about that. And when we will use Agile Manifest like a guide, I think the Agile Manifest help us to reach that, to reach the quality motivation and customer priority. But it's not too easy to reach that.
If
Because
it's easy, I not make the question.
yes. And after all, the customer is the customer. They pay you. And they want that. Uh, but I believe. I believe.
Uh, I don't know. how I say, I make the questions, but I don't think about the answers. I think the biggest challenge is always knowing what motivates your team and what your customers' priorities. I think this is the first question. So many leaders don't listen to their workers, so they are not really focused on motivating their workers. And so many leaders makes absolutely only in client, but client pay, but without your workers, we don't make the deliver for your client. So this is absolutely delicate thing for your analyze. Today, for example, I work with an area where the customer is very little computerized. I don't know, automation. I don't know. I work in civil construction. Our work is about the marketplace B2B into the industry and the sellers to I can say, okay, in this environment, our leaders need explain to client what they need, because the client thinking, but he don't know how many time, how many costs, how many things can be in the same this aspect. So because that, I think is we need to have a good leaders to balance these things, because without the client you don't have workers, and without the motivation of workers we don't have the deliver to client, and do you lose the client too. So I think this is a biggest challenge of the work in general. I think is that. What the question now? Okay. The question 6. Oh my God. Felipe, have you ever known that the maturity of, sorry, I will restart. Have you ever thought that the maturity of the client is also important for creating a good work environment, and for there to be good alignment between having the client as a priority and motivated professional? Well, I make the same question. Is that so many similar?
I think this question is about the maturity of the
I
client, the
really,
customer.
really, you have a good point. Okay, Felipe, go ahead. You understand the question, go ahead.
Yes, I think I understand. Yes, I have. In some projects I work, it's easy to compare the projects when we have a client with a high maturity. And the high maturity of the client normally improve the motivation of the team, improve the relation about the team and the client. And yes, I think about that many times.
So make the question for Leticia, please.
Okay, the bigger question. Have you ever thought that the maturity of the client it's also important for creating a good working environment, and for there to be good alignment between have the client as priority and motivated professionals. What do you think about it?
Okay, it's a record during the YouTube, okay? But I'm sincerely now. I totally agree with this, okay? I totally agree. The maturity of the client, it's affecting the team, okay? I worked in a team when the client it's not a maturity, and when I talk to maturity, I talk maturity the project, the person, in maturity, how people, okay? Because I make a software, but I work with persons, okay? With people in general, and the people, it's different. One person, it's totally different than the other person, okay? And when you work with a client and you didn't don't have a maturity and he create a bad environment, how can I say, it's not a fight environment but a controversy environment. I do like the word, okay, but not a good environment to improve the team, to improve the maturity. It's the worst place, okay, because people create expectations, and the people and in general people want to do your work very well, okay, make your work very well, and if you don't have a professionalism in the team, it's a bad environment, okay? Uh, and I worked in other teams, for example, and the client, it's a maturity person and professional, okay? And it's a good place. Sometimes clients don't need to understand how the technology works. And for example, I'm a backend developer. I saw me a lot of, in many times I explain how my work is affected in the other parts of the software, because sometimes I need to improve this and don't change anything in the mobile phone or in the website, okay? Just improving the backend. And I explain with in the clients about this and how it's my work and how this affects me, why it's important to improve this, and he understands, okay? And this his is a maturity about this, and he created a a big environment and an improved environment. But in the other times, it's so crazy. But I don't know. I don't mention many examples because oh my god. One day
we are remember so many things.
yes, one day in an off time, I talk and explain how
without the YouTube.
Without the YouTube, I explain the immaturity of the client in create a bad environment in the team. Okay, and you understand more.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know about that, but as I said before, I believe that maturity has to do with the sincerity of the people involved, and not with their experience. Include their sincerity with themselves. Okay, we need have sincerity. We need make sincerity with us, because when the clients think, okay, I don't know make this, I need contract this team of development to develop this thing. Okay, he knows that we he knows they don't they knows that they can't create this and trust in the team. But when a client think, okay, I need contract development team to create, okay, something, but I don't know. I don't know if the development are so expensive, are so arrogant, this is not a good thing. So I work I had to work with a client. When I work with a consultant, I work with a client. They have so many experience with automation. We have a big team of development, but for something we don't know, they don't trust in us. We are a new team to work with them, like consultants, with specialists in this thing, but he don't trust in us. Our lives are absolutely hell, because we try helps and we are put for way. Hey, the environment to work is absolutely crazy, because we try make our works, but the client that contract us to work don't get we work. It's absolutely crazy. So I believe more than maturity, I don't know. I believe that maturity involve more trust and sincerity than experience in anything. I don't know.
Uh, these parts of the maturity, for example, when it's the sincerity, the trust, for example, and how to explain, I understand that there is a part of the maturity that the client listen, pay attention about
Yeah.
this, okay?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you sincerely about the problems, you sincerely about the other things you need in the project, and sometimes clients didn't listen you, didn't
Yeah.
agree, didn't trust with you, okay? And it's in this specific, not experience. I think, in my opinion, it's a maturity of the personality person. Because if you sincerely, if you can create a good environment and client sometimes doesn't agree with you, it's a complicated to create a good relationship, because you need to you can work your work uh, together with the client and deliver a value with him, but sometimes it's necessary to create a good relationship and how they see for the parts, and they create a balance with this. And
Perfectly.
it's complicated.
Yeah. In general, there is no good environment where there is no confidence. It's, it's impossible.
Yes.
Uh, okay. Leticia, do you think the function of PO used in companies in Brazil effective, eita, effectively meet the concept of businessmen, business people used in the uh, except I can't talk this word. Is a little phrase of the Agile Manifest, okay? Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. What's your opinion about this function of business people and the PO? You think this is a related function?
Okay. The sentence it's by Agile book, okay? business people and developers must work together. Daily truth of, I don't know, the project. Okay. I talk more about my experience with I see the PO in the project because when I was working at Constant, the PO, the PO person, it's too important in the project because clients is more. It's sometimes it's too anxious person. Okay, for example, if you talk about the new project, startups, and the other things, I know clients, there is a budget and there is a time, and they need to put your digital product outside and they get some customers for him, okay? But the PO, in my opinion, it's a filter. I don't know if the word is correct in English, okay? Is the filter and the development team and the client. Because sometimes client inside the development team, it's generate more anxious in the developer people, okay? I know, and it's I work really. I work with a PO, and it's not a PO for clients. Okay, a PO in my team, specific paper of the PO,
Yeah.
and she saw me a lot of different visions about this client, about this product. This is a big product in general, a big. It's all the process, how how the other steps in the project, how project improve in 2, 3, 4 times in the MVP1 and MVP2. It's a big experience for me, and because I create more vision about the project and understand more my work and how they plan or what I do in the back end and how affecting the other parts of these other things. But when I talk with directly with the client, this vision it's too controversial because the client sometimes it's anxious.
Yeah.
Anxious because there is a different expectations about the PO, and the PO control more this.
Yeah.
And you, Felipe?
Okay. I think this question it's relative to the last question. If we have a client with high maturity, the skills of PO become high and meet effectively the concept of business people. But sometimes I work when in projects like the PO try to do the things so someone PO have to do, but the client because the maturity of client they don't uh, they don't agree the ways of the PO manage the priorities, the priorities of team, the motivation of team, the priorities of customer, etc. And yes, I think he is correct. The PO and the developers will have to work together. Sometimes we don't have the PO, but you should have a product manager, but the function is maybe similar. And yes, I think it's a important function in the team.
Yeah. I agree with you. I've actually worked sometimes with good POs, but good structure to POs works. sometimes I've worked in locals with don't have the good structure, good client, good environment to people make the work to be the businessman, the business people. So I think we need improved this because we need a filter between the client and the tech team, because the tech team sometimes don't have a soft touch to talk with the client, and the client don't understand the tech team. Sometimes tech team don't have the bad word not bad, good words, the better words to talk with the clients. So I think this is a indispensable function, but I imagine we can improve this with the time, with the maturity of the tech works, tech area was improved. Okay, people, we can't answer all the questions. I need to stop the class because of the time, but I suggest you answered the 3 questions alone, because this topic is a little different about other topics. This is a good exercise to thinking about, to I don't know, I think this is a good topic to this, and read the Agile Manifesto in English. I read this so many times in Portuguese. When I was make the questions, I stopped to read in English. So this is interesting. Okay. I send my LinkedIn, and the other link is a form to put your opinion about this class, this session. Okay. And I always sorry sorry I always talk about, I need your sincerely opinion. Okay, you can put all opinion about the methodology, about the topics. This topic was suggested for Leticia in our last session, and I stopped for create this because this is so interesting in other session, and I think we create our sessions, not me, but our, okay, but but us created this. Okay. I'm so glad to receive us, if I receive you, and I wait to you in the next session, people. I'm so glad to receive you. Thank you for that.
Thank you too.
Bye bye, people. Good night.
Thank you, Sabrina. Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.